A Lithuanian personal name, like in most European cultures, consists of two main elements: the given name followed by family name. The usage of personal names in Lithuania is generally governed by three major factors: civil law, canon law, and tradition. Lithuanian names always follow the rules of the Lithuanian language. Lithuanian male names, as well as the rest of words, have preserved the Indo-European masculine endings, although the rules are not as rigid as Latvian names, which preserve masculine, feminine endings even for foreign names. Vardus. A child in Lithuania is usually given one or two given names. Nowadays, the second given name is rarely used in everyday situations, the use of a middle name being considered pretentious. In addition to modern names, parents normally choose a name or names for the child from a long list of traditional names which may be a Lithuanian name of pre-Christian origin. It is the most ancient layer of Lithuanian personal names, a majority of the majority-stemmed personal names of Indo-European origin. These ancient Lithuanian names are constructed from two interconnected stems, the combination of which has been used to denote certain beneficial personal qualities. For example, Jogaila mean a strong rider. Although virtually extinct following the Christianization of Lithuania, they continued to exist as surnames, such as Gostautas, Kezgāja, Radvila, or in the slavicized versions, as well as in toponyms. The existing surnames and written sources have allowed the reconstruction of names by linguists, such as Kazimieras Būga. During the interbellum, these names returned to popular use after a long period of neglect. Children are often named in honor of most revered historical Lithuanian rulers, making the names one of the most popular. They include Vytautas, Gediminas, Algirdas, Žygimantas. In line with the double-stemmed names, shorter variants containing only one stem were also used, such as Vytenis and Kęstutis. Since there are few pre-Christian female names attested in written sources, they are often reconstructed from male variants, in addition to the historical Barut, Aldona, Rimgal, etc. A Christian name, i.e. a biblical name or a saint's name. The use of Christian names in the Lithuanian language long predates the adoption of Christianity by Lithuanians. The linguistic data attest that first biblical names were started to be used in Aukštaitija as early as in the 11th century. The earliest strata of such names originates from Old Church Slavonic. They were borrowed by Eastern Orthodoxy in the Byzantine versions. The examples of such names are Antanas, Povilas, Apuleius, Andreas and Jurgis. The later influx of Christian names came after the adoption of Christianity in 1387. They are mostly borrowed in the Polish versions: Jonas, Vladislavas, Vladas, Kazimieras, Kazis, etc. A Lithuanian common noun, a hydronym used as a name. There are popular names constructed from the words for celestial bodies, events of nature, plants, river names, an invented name from literature. Some names were created by the authors of literal works and spread in public use through them. Such names were invented following the rules of the Lithuanian language. Therefore it is sometimes difficult to tell whether the name is fictitious and had never existed before. Notably, Graziana Zival by Adam Mickiewicz, Diva by Vaidonas, Sarūnas by Vinkas Krieve and others. Names of Lithuanian pagan deities and mythological figures. There are some popular names of gods and goddesses from Lithuanian mythology that are used as personal names, such as Laima, goddess of luck, Zemina, goddess of earth; Gabia, goddess of fire; Zilvianas, a serpent prince from the fairy tale Aglaé, the queen of serpents; Durat, goddess of the sea; and Castitis, from the legend about Durat and Castitis, a distinctive practice dominated in the ethnic region of Lithuania Minor, then being a part of East Prussia, where Lithuanized German personal names were common, such as Ansas, Gratvilius among Prussian Lithuanians. Some of them are still in use among Lithuanians at present. The choice of a given name is largely influenced by fashion. Many parents may name their child after a national hero, a heroine, some otherwise famous person, or a character from a book, film, or TV show. In spite of this, a great number of names used in today's Lithuania have been in use since the ancient times. Sex differentiation. Lithuanian male and female names are different grammatically. Almost all Lithuanian female names end in the vowels a or e, while male names always end in s, and rarely in a vowel a. When the male name ending in a has its female counterpart, it ends in e, such as Jogaila and Jogail. Female double-stemmed Lithuanian names always end in e. Diminutives. Diminutives are very popular in everyday usage, and are by no means reserved for children. The Lithuanian language allows for a great deal of creativity in this field. Most diminutives are formed by adding a suffix. For female names it may be eli, ut, yte, ooze. Certain suffixes are more common to specific names over the rest. Also, as in many other cultures, a person may informally use a nickname in addition to or instead of a given name. Pavid. Lithuanian surnames, like those in most of Europe, are hereditary and generally patrilineal, i.e., passed from the father on to his children. A married woman usually adopts her husband's name. However, other combinations are legally possible. The wife may keep her maiden name or add her husband's surname to hers, thus creating a double-barreled name. It is also possible, though rare, for the husband to adopt his wife's surname or to add his wife's surname to his family name. History. Family names first appeared in Lithuania, California. End of 14th century, beginning 15th century, and were only reserved to the Lithuanian nobility. They usually derived from patronymics. The most striking peculiarity of the historical Lithuanian heraldic system, which is adopted from the Polish one in the Union of Horodlo in 1413, is that a coat of arms does not belong to a single family. A number of unrelated families, usually with a number of different family names, may use a coat of arms, and each coat of arms has its own name. The use of family names gradually spread to other social groups, the townsfolk by the end of the 17th century, then the peasantry. People from the villages did not have last names until the end of the 18th century. In cases like this, the village of origin was usually noted in documents. The process ended only in the mid-19th century, and due partial Polonization of society at the time, many names were influenced by Polish form of the name. Classification based on origin. Several groups of Lithuanian family names may be recognized. Cognominal. A cognominal surname derives from a person's nickname, usually based physical or character trait. Examples: Narjokas, Narjokitis, from Narjas. Kairis, Kairelis, lefty, from Gaia. Occupational examples of occupational surnames: Calvis, Calvelas, Calvaritis, from Calvis. Toponymic. A toponymic surname usually derives from the name of a village or town, or the name of a topographic feature. Examples: Uzagiris, from across the forest. Kalnetis, from the mountains. Patronymic. A patronymic surname derives from a given name of a person and usually ends in a suffix suggesting a family relation. Examples: Jonitis, Janovicius, Januitis, derived from Jonas. Adomitis, Adomonas, Adomkus, derived from Adomas. Lukaskis, Luxa, Lucosius, Lucosvicius, derived from Lucas. For this group of names, the use of suffixes that cognate to the Slavic equivalent, such as Avicius or Skas, is common. Jankaskas, Adamkevicius, Lucasvicius. Diminutives. A number of surnames are diminutives of popular first names. Butkus from Butkintas, Minkus from Minkantas, Norkus from Norkantas, Rimkus from Rimkantas. Feminine forms. Lithuanian surnames have specific masculine and feminine forms. While a masculine surname usually ends in as, ys, or is, its feminine equivalent ends in ienia, rarely uvine for married women, and iute, yte for unmarried ones. Examples: recently Lithuanian laws allowed women to use short form, without disclosing marital status. These names are used, although traditional forms are still predominant. According to the Department of Statistics of Lithuania, the most popular feminine family names are Kazlaskine, Jankarskine, Petruskine, Stankovicine, Paulorskine. Formal and informal use. Lithuanians pay great attention to the correct way of referring to or addressing other people depending on the level of social distance, familiarity and politeness. The differences between formal and informal language include using surnames versus given names, using versus not using honorific titles such as Ponus, Ponya, using the third-person singular forms versus second-person singular, using second-person singular personal pronoun versus second-person plural personal pronoun to address a single person. Formal language. Ponus, Ponya, Ponus and Ponya of the basic honorific styles used in Lithuanian to refer to a man or woman, respectively. In the past, these styles were reserved to members of the Shalokta and played more or less the same roles as Lord or Sir and Lady or Madam in English. Since the 19th century, they have come to be used in all strata of society and may be considered equivalent to the English Mr. and Ms. There is a separate style, Panela, applied to an unmarried woman. Given name, surname order. The given name normally comes before the surname. However, in a list of people sorted alphabetically by surname, the surname usually comes first. In many formal situations the given name is omitted altogether. Informal language. Informal forms of address are normally used only by relatives, close friends and co-workers. In such situations diminutives are often preferred to the standard forms of given names.